Hey everybody, it's Rhonda again with another little craft time. I'm from the Fincastle Library, a member of the Botetourt County Library team. Excited to bring this little craft to you. This is a continuation of last week. I hope you remember that we were making a felted acorn man. And if you have had a chance to get yourself a felting needle and give this a shot, I hope you didn't need too many band-aids. I know I did when I first started, and I still get stuck every now and then. If I get distracted and not paying attention to what I'm going to do, I guarantee you I'm going to get stuck. So, this was our acorn man. And I had intended for our one that we started last week to look like him. And then I thought, well, I want him to look a little bit unique. So I'm not going to put the acorn hat on him. I want to turn him into a regular little garden gnome. So if you remember, we had the cone that we were shaping, and this one is still pretty fluffy, and you would just continue to stab this little cone here and tighten it up, okay, until it looks like this. Okay, this is his body. Because the white roving is a little bit less expensive than the colored roving, because it hasn't been dyed and hasn't had more hands onto it than the white roving, then that's what I use for my base. And you can see that once you tighten that up, the little guy will stand up better. And we want him to stand up on his own. But I do want to have color for his clothes. So I take some of the colored roving and pull the fibers apart. And we don't need as much when we just use this for the outside. So we pull the roving, and we don't want gaps because we don't want to see the white through it. And we are going to layer this over top of our little man. And you can smooth it down so that you don't see the white through it. And you just have to tack it on here. It doesn't take much to tack it. I hope you've had a chance to go on to beanstack.com like we talked about last week and sign up for our reading challenge, our summer reading challenge. We're having a great time. We have had almost record numbers so far. We need all of you though. So grab your neighbors, tell them about it. Make sure you all sign up. We have challenges for adults, teens, and children. And from what we have heard and seen, it is very successful so far. So you will continue to cover his clothes. You can see this guy I made, his clothes were blue. He has so much hair, that beard, you can't hardly see it, but this little guy is going to have green clothes. Okay. And I'm not going to finish the green part because I won't make you sit there that long. It takes a little while to get that on there the way you want it, but you can see it doesn't take as much roving to cover up the white base. Okay, so we're going to pretend that I will have covered his whole body with green. Okay. Let's see if I can just tack that on there enough so that we can put him some hair on. And his mustache. And then I'll come back and finish it up. And when I come back next week, I'll show you my finished little gnome. I will spend more time with him and get it all finished up for you. Okay? Now, we need to have a hat. And I don't want to do the acorn hat this time. So what I did was I took some red roving and pulled out a nice hunk. And it's that cone shape again, except this time I left it hollow in the middle. So you start your cone, just like we did for the body, and then I'm going to poke through into this side to make that hollow, and that's where we're going to put his head. So you can see that my little garden gnome is going to look like this. Okay? And I want it to come down all the way to his nose because he really can't see these guys' eyes. All you can see is their little nose sticking out. And they have the beard and mustache. So let me work on this a little bit, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I have attached his hat by taking the felting needle and going around the edge this way, and then turning him upside down and doing some this way. So now my little garden gnome has his hat. Okay, we need some color for his mustache and his beard. So I'm going to go ahead and use black because this is what I had handy. And I will pull off a little piece of roving here. That'll be perfect for a mustache. And I want it to stay long like this. And furry is just fine because he can have a long furry mustache. In the middle of this, I'm going to pinch it. So you can start to see that I'm shaping the mustache. And I'm going to put the pinched part right on my pad here and punch it a few times with a felting needle just in that one spot in the middle so that you're joining those fibers where the mustache comes up under the nose. When I first made one of these, I put his mustache on, and when I was finished with my little acorn man, I looked and I had placed his mustache above his nose. That's not where mustaches usually go. So it ended up looking like he had bushy eyebrows, which was okay. He just didn't look like he was supposed to. But that's why I like crafts, because this is my creation. Yours will be your creation. So you have to see his nose. And you're going to put this little mustache right up under his nose. And I'm going to tack it in there. And we'll just let it fly out like this. Ooh. I like that. He looks a little French. Okay, so we'll let that stay out like that so it's out of our way. But I want to give him a little beard. So I need another piece of roving. And he's not very tall, so I don't want the beard to be that tall. So let's go ahead and see if I can pull this. And I want more fibers about this size. So I'm going to lay that there. And pull some more loose. And let's see if we can build him a beard. This is really fun, and it can be very relaxing. You can make all kinds of creatures with this. Alright, so we'll make him a little skinny beard. This is still too tall, but I'll show you what I'm going to do. I want the end of it to be kind of fluffy, but the upper part can actually be folded back, and that'll give us a nice piece to felt on. So I folded the top end over a little bit. I'm going to put it on my pad and felt it together. Stab and turn. Stab and turn. Until we get it just enough that it'll stick and we can put it on his head. Alright, so the fibers that I've folded back, I want to put that into the back of it so that that's not just sticking up on top. And I'm going to place it just up under the mustache. He's got a nice skinny beard. And it's still a little long, but I think we're going to leave it. Let's see what he looks like. So we're going to tack this up under the mustache. Alright, so we have this little beard hair. And now I can start to, I could leave his mustache sticking out because I think it's kind of cute. Or I can go ahead and get it to come down. Okay. Because I think this is a little long, I'm going to go ahead and pull some of this off. And if you hold tight to the main group of the beard, it shouldn't pull it off. But if it does, you just tack it back on. It's no big deal. You can fix it. Okay. Yeah, and it did kind of pull his beard down a little bit. He's kind of cute. So let's get this tacked up again. Tack the mustache a little more. Almost looks like a goatee. So there's our little French gnome. Okay, I hope you have fun with this. Please give it a try. It's lots of fun. Next week we're going to have fun with dots. Painting dots. Not as boring as it sounds. So come back and see us next week. Stay safe, stay healthy. Sign up for summer competitions here because we're all about reading and having fun and earning prizes. And if you go on to beanstack.com, you can find out what prizes you can win. Kayaks, bicycles, GoPro, fantastic prizes this year. Join us. Bye.